eye crusties, please. No more eye crusties. Come on, get out of here. I don't want to see your eye crusties right now, Paul. Good morning. Whoa. Drop the zero and get with the hero. Eye crusties, man. Why does that happen? Does anybody know? Like, why do you get eye crusties? It doesn't seem like it should be a thing that happens, but it does every day. Every day's crusties, you know? Heroin Alley? Oh, yeah. Ohio, yeah. You guys have got some problems, yeah. Yeah, I remember. Apparently eye crusties are dried tears that gather. Dried tears. So I was crying in my sleep. Ooh, it's a Hummer. Oh, dang. I like Hummers. Hummingbirds. What you think about Denmark, if anything? Well, wait a minute. Because I get mixed up. Denmark is the Netherlands, right? Denmark is where fucking whatchamacallit is with the red light district and shit, right? Holland is the Netherlands. Then what the fuck is Denmark? I guess I don't think of anything. Yeah, I guess I don't think of Denmark at all. The little peninsula that looks like it's being eaten by Sweden and Norway. Oh. Okay. Yeah, fuck me, bro. I don't know. I don't know a goddamn thing about Denmark. Now at least I can picture it on the map. But yeah, I guess I know nothing. Hello from Iceland and from the past. Haven't seen you in 8 years. Jesus Christ, I wasn't expecting you to still be around. Neat. Howdy. Welcome back. I'm still here, and I'm still the coolest guy you ever met. 100%. All you need to know is that all of them are better places to live than here. Well, yeah, I assumed that. I presumed that, but as far as like, can I give any information about Denmark, or do I have any even preconceived notions about it? No, I don't. I'm from California. You look cool. I am also in California. So that's probably why. Game recognized game. Oh shit, it's Alice Ann. Oh shit, it's Alice Ann. I know people are called the Danish. Oh yeah. That's true. And the Danishes are tasty. I like a cheese Danish, but I also like a blackberry Danish. They're very tasty. So I do know that. That's good. Thank you. I'm assuming Danishes come from Denmark. dude, 8 years though. So you were watching me like what, way back at the beginning? No, towards the end of DP, like middle to the end of DP, and then you lost track of me after DP or what, man? 8 years is a long fucking time. Greetings from Kentucky. What's up, Kentucky? Greetings from the beautiful West Coast, the best coast. I just got Tekken 8. I'll be training for our inevitable showdown. Oh shit, Ellis. Well, if you want some tips, try out every character that even minorly looks cool to you. It's a big roster, and even if it looks like one like, oh, this character looks cool, but I don't know if it's for me, try it out. Because part of a fighting game is finding the character that speaks to you. You've got to find the character that speaks to you, Allison. It may not be the one you think, okay? But you will find it. Oh, you're working your Yoshi? Yeah, Yoshimitsu is pretty wild in Tekken 8 too. I mean, he's wild in every game. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I'm picking up a little Steve. He is fun. Right now, my main is Jack 8. But a little bit of Steve, the boxer guy, I think I'm picking it up. Been playing Yoshimitsu since Tekken 2. Oh, well, there you go then. Yeah, Yoshimitsu is a wild character. A lot of people complain about Tekken 8 because they say, like, they made Yoshimitsu easy. And I'm like, no, they didn't. You just suck. They just made him fun. Twitted my temples. The last stream I remember was the 24-hour stream back in 2017. Damn. Did that stream just suck so bad that you were like, I never want to see these guys again? That's crazy. That's a long time ago though. Well, welcome back. My original main channel, the Paul's Ego channel, got banned for hate speech of all things. As you guys can tell, those of you that have been watching me, I'm a giant gushing fountain of hate speech constantly. We'll be using Lee on Tekken 8. Lee, huh? Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about him. He did, I just didn't like it. Eddie Gordo, okay. Are you married? Yes, ma'am. Happily married. YouTube CEO passed because they banned you. Yes. True. He plans to enter Destiny stream soon, Finkelstein, etc. I'll be honest with you, dude. Out of respect for Destiny and his audience, because I think it was really cool that he gave me perms over there to pop in whenever I want on that big ass stream. I don't want to like be an antagonist when there's nothing I've got to say that's anything but antagonism. You know what I mean? Like the current thing that Destiny is doing, this whole like trying to convince Trumpers that January 6th was a big deal. I just don't believe it's going to accomplish anything. It's not interesting to me because I know what happened on January 6th and I don't want to listen to somebody argue it over and over again. And I don't think at the end of the day he's going to subsequently change many minds. by pointing out the very easy to find facts about what happened surrounding the January 6th insurrection and all that shit. It's like I kind of went in there and talked to him very briefly about it and just kind of said, hey, man, do you think this is even worth doing? Like, aren't the people that have decided that January 6th was a bunch of patriots and stuff, aren't they just choosing their own adventure? Don't we live in a post-truth world where people can just go like, nuh-uh, and plug their ears and pretend you didn't say what you said? And he was like, well, you know, if that's the case, then I quit. You know, I don't want to do this anymore if that's the case. If there's no such thing as truth anymore, then I don't want to do it. And I was like, well, don't you think that we're like racing towards that? And he's like, I think we're more than racing towards it or something, you know? And it's like, I don't understand how you reconcile that. You know what I mean? You can always convert people. That's not what I'm talking about. Is there a chance that a couple people watch, you know, a couple like hardcore Trumpists see Destiny do a teardown on another Trumpist and they go like, that dude was right. Is that possible? Yeah. Is it probable? Less so. Is it, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't know. I just don't feel like, number one, it's just not entertaining to me to hear him make the same arguments about January 6th to the same type of person who, like, it's like they could read, they have access to the same information that Destiny is using. They can read the fucking reports. They can read the fucking investigative notes. They can watch the body cam footage from the cops. It's like, it's all there. It's like you going in there and telling them they're wrong about it is not going to be the catalyst that gets them to stop pretending that something didn't happen when it did. Like one of the reasons that I'm very much like into the idea of continuing to like evolve my own political positions and stuff is because I found myself trapped this cycle talking about Democrats, talking about Republicans, right? I don't want to do it anymore. Oh, right. I was going to say I was reminded of you when I was watching a vid and they were talking about Mounds, the candy. Oh, yeah, the Australian lady. Yeah. But I think a lot of people are very invested in that. I think a lot of people are very invested in the idea of continuing to advocate for this red versus blue thing. But I really think that the world has turned into a choose your own adventure book. I really do. I think that the media and the political class have colluded to make the world amenable to the idea that you don't have to have the facts. Like, you don't have to have facts to have, you know what I mean, a position. Like, the facts can contradict your position, and you, because you've got another group of people who's also willing to ignore the facts, feel vindicated by it. And you say, nuh-uh. Vote blue libs everywhere. Yeah. It's the same thing. It's like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You've heard that before. It's like you can point out to a lib that the Biden administration has been awful for immigrants, migrants, poor people, and people overseas. And it's not up for debate, it's just a fact. And they will call you a Trump supporter. They will blah, 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 plug their ears. They will go seek out salty little enclaves of other people who are also going la, 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 la. And they'll use those like back and forths with those people to gas up. And that's just how people do it now, man. So I don't think there's any worth in trying to relitigate January fucking 6th. I think that everybody knows what happened that day, and I think a lot of people have chosen their own adventure with it. They've decided, nah, you know what? That's not what happened that day. What happened that day was a group of patriots peacefully tried to assemble and got mobbed by the cops. And they shot Ashley Babbitt, a hero, for just trying to protest. Right? They've just decided. They've chosen their own adventure. So what's the point? If that's the case, what's the point of being a beacon of electoralism, being a beacon of the duopoly, trying to convince people that it's marginally better to vote for Dems than Republicans, having that be your entire political prescription? How cucked is that? I won't do it anymore. I haven't been a vote blue guy in many years, and I refuse. Because it is the narrowest political scope that I can possibly imagine a leftist being caged into. Yeah, the Dems are basically fascists, but they're marginally better than Orange Man. That's your whole political advocacy now? In a world where the people you're trying to convince have chosen their own adventure because it's post-truth? Because all they have to do is just do a Google search to find some fucking shitty news organization that'll back up how they feel? Do a Google search or go on Twitter and find a gaggle of people who are all gaslighting themselves in the same way you want to? What point is there for me to stand here and continue to try and make arguments of people like that? People that look at politics and their adult lives as a choose your own adventure book. Something happens and they get to decide how they proceed. They get to decide how they fucking perceive it. They get to decide how it unfolds. It's post-truth. It's not even fatiguing. I honestly think it's a waste of fucking time, crooks. 100% think it's a waste of my time and my energy. By the way, welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch. No. $25,000 to new house buyers would absolutely crash the market. I don't know. I agree more and more with your internet plan the longer I stay on it. Yeah, I imagine you would. The internet is completely and utterly broken. It doesn't function. It's become a waste of time and a distraction and all that shit. Ice, ice, baby. Doom, 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 ba-da-dum, boom. Welcome to the jungle, baby. You're gonna die. It's too early, Paul. I partied too hard last night. Hit the caps lock key, Alberto. I'll give you that one, okay? Because you're hungover. But hit that caps lock key. We don't. Caps lock is not cruise control for cool, okay? What's up, Unk? I like it when people call me Unk. I'm like, yeah, I am kind of an uncle. I'm a professional uncle, man. I've got way more nieces and nephews than your average Unk do, okay? I've got double-digit nieces and nephews, okay? Double digits. All right? I'm a master Unk. What's up, player? Yeah, young folks, you say, what up, nephew? And then old heads, you say, what up, Unk? Ain't started my stream yet because I got to finish setting up my OBS and running here. Okay. Oh, cool. Cool. Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, doggy dogs in the motherfucking house. Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, there's Rose in the motherfucking house. Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. The sounds of the dog bring me to another day. Play with my bone with you, Jimmy. It seems that you like to make a joke about your Jimmy. Well, here's a Jimmy joke about your mama that you might not like. I heard she was a Frisco dyke, but fuck your mama. I'm talking about you and me, toe to toe. CMPT, your bark is loud, but your bite wasn't vicious. And them rhymes you was kicking was quite bootylicious. A Frisco dyke, dude. The 90s were wild. Does selling a 2003 minivan for 1.7K sound completely absurd? Depends on the minivan. I ain't gonna be able to help you with that one, Phoebes. Depends on the minivan. Depends on the condition, the miles, the maintenance card. It depends on a lot. It could be wild and it could be low. I don't know. Yes. You need to get a femboy shredder. And you have to make them play a flying V too. Femboy, flying V that shreds. Yes, Swegta, yes. The answer is yes. It's got a shit ton of miles, but everything is great except the engine. That's not good. The engine is the thing you want most to be great, you know? Femboy Flying V. Yes. That's a good name for a band. Femboy Flying V. That's a good one. That's a hot band name. Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like I said, I'm not gonna be able to help you with that, Phoebes. I can't look. I don't know anything about fucking car prices and all that shit. I'm not mechanically inclined, or at least not entirely mechanically inclined. So, what the fuck? Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, doggy dogs in the motherfucking house. Death Rose in the house. There's a bird taking a bird bath. I don't have to theorize about that, poopy doopy. I started a gang. I started the 252 in high school. 27, the north-south side. 252. Rep it up. Colors were bright orange. Number was 27. 252. It wasn't a real game. We were playing around, but yeah. I just got a white mocha latte and the coffee is like not good. Damn. Grifted. You should take it back. Should be like, this coffee sucks. I want my money. Makes me want to throw up. Then what you do, Phoebes, is you get yourself a little tiny 2-cup fucking coffee, Mr. Coffee machine. They cost like $30, right? Comes with a tiny little carafe that does a 2-cupper. And you get yourself some white chocolate mocha syrup and some creamer, and you make yourself one, and that's that. You know what I mean? Yeah, Starbucks will give you your money back if you come back and you're like, this tastes disgusting. You'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. All right, here you go. Well, at least Starbucks back in the day would. I don't know how they handle it now. But back in the day, we were like pretty much not supposed to argue with customers that wanted money back. We just say, all right, sorry you had a bad experience. Here's your money. Happy to make it right for you if you want, but if not, here's your money. I have a coffee machine. Yeah, just get the syrups. I'm trying to remember Torino, I think, or Tonino is the syrup brand that we used to use at Starbucks. It's an Italian simple syrup brand. Get whatever flavors you want. Pump, pump. Your video is recommended to me while I was scrolling Reels. That's a good thing. Scrolling Reels? What's Reels? I guess that is a good thing that I got recommended or whatever, but I just don't understand yet, kind of, all the new shit that they're adding to YouTube, like this type of streaming. I don't do that. You know, I don't do TikTok. I don't do Instagram Live and stuff. I know what they are, kind of, but I've never done them, and I don't know how they work. Well, Reels is what they call Instagram, right? Like an Instagram Reels is this, right? I don't fucking know, bro. I don't know how it works, dude. I'm a boomer when it comes to the social media shit. Like, I accidentally figured out that this works. Autistic Rick Rubin. Isn't Rick Rubin kind of autistic anyway? Slightly. Not to make it a bad thing, because I don't think it is, but I've always felt like Rick Rubin himself might be a little tistic. You know? Slightly tistic. A shade tistic. A dollop of the tism is what I'm saying. True. See? Good man. Weren't you going to a birthday party right after a stream? Yes. That was weeks ago, though. But yeah. Yeah, I went to one of my niece's birthday parties. I have not read Rick's book. I think TJ has, though. I'll talk to TJ about it and see if he gleaned anything interesting from it. I think it's just a coincidence, Mr. Anderson. I don't think there's any RR. I mean, like, look, dude, when people choose their stage names, they will choose pleasing alliterations instead of their names, right? Having a pleasing alliteration for a name, you know, that's good, right? That ups your name recognition factor and all that. Ups your, like, kind of profile, I guess. How did Meatloaf get his name? You got me, bro. Probably just his band name, right? I would imagine he had a band named Meatloaf, and then he got famous out of it and kind of just carried the name, became synonymous with him. But I don't know. I honestly don't know how Meatloaf chose his name. You'll have to fucking go searching. I'm a JJ, so my parents had the good sense to give me a catchy one at least. Yeah. Meatloaf was a chunky dude. Yes, he was. Later in his life, he was a vegetarian, I think. I don't think he was at the beginning. When I picked my name in the beginning of my transition, I considered its use as a stage name. Well, yeah, for sure. Why not? I liked that part of TJ's platform that he read off the other day where he's like, everybody should be allowed to choose their own name at 18. I was like, damn, that's based. Everybody, regardless of being trans or not, the age of 18 should have the choice to like, I'll keep the name my parents gave me. I like that. Or nope, I want to be fucking Wendell Witherby Wallace. Your dead name was an actor from Die Hard? Cool. 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 Chew, chew. There, flies. Good. Ow. Fly, piece of shit. Yeah, I never really thought of that. And then when he said it, I agreed with it. And then he was like, yeah, and it makes it easy for trans people too. And I was like, fuck, I didn't even think of that. That's right. Mm-mm-mm. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. Whoa, did you hear that? There's a red tail near too. That is unmistakable call of a red tail hawk there. I saw one kind of wheeling earlier, but I think maybe they are making their way over here. Can't wait for my financial woes to be solved by better employment. Yeah, there you go. The American dream. Ted Nugent would know the bird call. Oh, that's a yellow-breasted warbler right there. Beautiful bird. Hear that? Hear that? That's a yellow-breasted warbler. I'm an amateur bird watcher, and I know quite a bit about the species of birds that are indigenous to this area. But I have a hard time, as soon as I'm out of this area, identifying a lot of birds. I know the kinds of birds that are around here. We got finches, scrub jays, we got butterbutts. When they're migrating through, a constant presence of red-tailed hawks. We've got mockingbirds. And we've got mourning doves. And every once in a blue moon, geese. But yeah, that's about it. Cool. A restaurant. Would you go back to dinosaur times for one day? Nope. Only if you could like put me in a bubble that was impervious. Because I'm not trying to get eaten by a T-Rex. Any Cali condors? I never see them. Down here in the valley, I would doubt you would see them. They're more like mountain birds, and they're very rare. You know, they only recently, and I mean recently within a decade, started to like re-release mated pairs strategically into the wild. So hopefully one day condors will be numerous again, But for now, you'd be lucky to see one. I mean, technically, the bald eagle is indigenous out here. But I've never seen one, you know? Cacao, baby. Two nesting pairs on Pickwick Lake. Yeah, I mean, they're very heavily policed. Yep, met some dangerous animals in the wild. Never been hurt by them because I reacted the right way. But yes, I've bumped into, the scariest one was a mountain lion mother and her two cubs crossing a trail that I was hiking with my dog. That's the spookiest run-in I ever had. I spotted her. She was about 15 yards, 20 yards away from where we were. I spotted her before my dog spotted her. I yanked my little, because I had a little dog. Boogie was her name. I yanked her up by her leash and hid her face away, bundled her up in my arms, and I froze. And that mountain lion padded out into the trail, looked at me, and then padded across the trail. And I stayed frozen because I know you got to wait until they go on before you start moving. You can't run. You can't trigger their prey drive. You can't trigger their fucking defensive mechanisms and shit. So I kept my little dog there. And I was glad I waited because right after Mama went into the other side of the trail, 2 cubs. Now, for those of you that don't understand what that would mean, that's one of the deadliest things that can happen to you is running into a mountain lion mother with cubs. Mountain lions don't typically want to attack a human being. They're very skittish animals. But a mountain lion mother with her cubs, she will destroy you if you make any intonation that you are going to try and fight those or get those babies. And so I waited until her cubs went across the thing, and then I waited more. And then I started to take slow steps back down the trail. And when I got to a point where I felt like she wasn't stalking me or following, where I felt like she'd probably gone on, she had cubs, so she's not out hunting probably. I turned around and I walked all the way back down the trail, and that was that. So that's pretty rank. Then going up to Yosemite and stuff, I've had run-ins with black bears. Never seen in the wild a grizzly bear, but a couple of times during camping expeditions, I've had run-ins with black bears. And that's not as dangerous a run-in. Black bears are typically pretty docile animals, unless they're starving or threatened. So you don't want to treat them much differently. But, yeah, a 1,000-pound mountain lion is not happening. I think mountain lions are like 250 pounds worth of cat. They go right for your throat. That's how they make kills. That's how they attack. They use their paws to rake at you, and then their mouth here. Or back here. Mountain lion, yeah, it's a totally unique sound, and if once you've heard it, you've heard it. You know what I mean? You'll never forget it. See any gators in Louisiana? No. Well, yes, technically. I went to the Louisiana or the New Orleans Zoo, and they, of course, got a giant bayou gator exhibit. and I saw gators there. But I never did go down out on the bayou and see a gator. I never saw a wild gator down there now. So, nope, never did see a turtle, no. No, never did see a turtle. People told me there was turtles down there in the bayou. But I was afraid to go down there in the bayou though, because I heard about the loup-garou. You ever heard about the loup-garou? I'll tell you what, man. The loup-garou, he'll get you. You'll go out on the bayou. You don't want to go out on the bayou. The loup-garou, he be there, man. He get you. The loup-garou, man. You guys ever heard of the loup-garou? It's spelled Loupgarau. That second one might not be. You ever heard of the loup-garou though? You heard of the loup-garou though? Everybody up in the north, they talk about the werewolf, but they don't talk about the loup-garou. I don't think the X is on the end. I think it's Garou. I don't know that the X is on the end. Well, you get down out there in a bog. You get down out there where they got a whole touch of that Creole in them, and they're going to say loup-garou. Yes, sir. They're going to say loup-garou down there. But that's only deep down in the bayou, y'all, where they got a touch of that Creole. They still got a touch of that Creole in them, and they will say loup-garou. Yes, sir. But most of us that don't live out in a bayou, we say loup-garou. My name is Remy Labou, but you can call me the Gambit. Well, I live down in Louisiana, and I never saw nothing spelled with that X down there. Unless it was a roux, R-O-U-X. But garou, the word, mean man. And loup mean wolf. Wolf man, you see? The X ain't there in a French word. And the French word transferred to the Creole word now. Yeah, loup, L-O-U-P, that mean wolf. That's a French Creole word for wolf, loup. Garou means mankind or man, but not necessarily a boy man, just like man as in mankind. Loup, garou, wolf, human. You see? You see that there? Am I real Cajun? Yes, I am. Born and bred down on the bayou. Part of the Cajun Navy I am now. No, absolutely not. I'm from California. I lived down in Louisiana, and I picked up on the accent down there. Yes, sir. Born and raised down here on the bayou. That would be quite the plot twist, right? Thank God I'm a Cajun boy. Trump or Kamala. Watch this. And this feels great. Neither of them fucking weirdos. Neither of them bitches. How's that? Thank God I'm a country boy. A Lou. Oh yeah, Lou would be a nice gravy now. An R-O-U-X, that's a roux. That's when you throw that Trinity in there. That's the base of your whole sauce. If you a saucier in New Orleans, you gotta know how to make a roux, right? That's your flour and your fat. You get that roux going, then you're gonna add in your Trinity now. You know what I'm talking about? Go in there with that onion powder. 2 sticks of butter down on the grill. Pop, pop. Go in there with that onion powder now. Go in there with that garlic powder. Cajun seasoning now. Cajun swamp sauce. You gotta find one of them big centipedes now. You're gonna cut its guts out. You're gonna get about 5 of those. That's gonna be the start of your roux. You're gonna get them swamp centipedes. Then you're gonna get a big old bullfrog. You're gonna cut his croaker out. You're gonna stew that up. Then you're gonna get yourself a fine net, and you're gonna collect up about 10 pounds of them big, giant swamp mosquitoes. You hear? Get them big ones now. You don't want them little tiny mosquitoes. You want them big swamp mosquitoes. You get a net full of them, throw them right in the deep fryer, y'all. Make sure with a lot of Tony Satura's on that. Put a lot of Tony Satura's on there. You throw them mosquitoes right in the deep fryer, y'all. Hit it with 2 sticks of butter now. Swamp people scare you. Swamp people are awesome, man. Here's the thing. I did not like Louisiana, but I loved the Louisiana character. It is very unmistakable, and they're cool people down there, man. They're not fucking bad folks. It's the most annoying accent. Oh my God, that fucking Midwest shit. Oh yeah, for sure. Don't you know we're gonna head down to the PX and get ourselves some good stuff now then yet? Oh yeah, for sure. Don't ya know? Don't ya know? It's like, how do you even talk like that and live in the U.S. is what I want to know. Like Boston. Yeah, Boston is a pretty harsh accent too. I can't really do a good Boston accent, but it's only because I just can't. I can barely hang listening to it, you know? It's fucking crazy. Go down to the harbor. Get in the car. Get in the car. Round up the boys. Get in the car. Go down to the harbor. What's wrong with the car? Oh, your car's broken down? Well, we can use my car. Get in my car and we'll go down to the harbor. Do a Cockney accent? People that are from Great Britain say my British Isles accents are horrible. But people in America say they're great. Because we don't know any better, you know? So if I start talking like this, right? If I go like, hello, I'm from jolly old London town, right? People from Britain will go like, that doesn't sound anything like it. But people over here go like, ah. Invariably, the one that apprizes people most of my worldliness is my high British. Yes, sir, no, sir. Madame, might I escort you to the WC? Don't you see? Using this kind of accent is like grease for the wheels. Women swoon, men stagger. That's just Hugh Grant, right? Neighbors used to come and get me when it was time to disagree with the enemy. Pass the Hennessy, it give me energy. I pack a gat in the small of my back. Where you neighbors at? I'll kill the whole pack. Talking shit, 'cause I'm down for my set. I'm a vet, smoking on a wet cigarette. Please do a Hitchens. I can't really do very good Hitchens. Oh, thanks. Half a bee, philosophically, must ipso facto half not be. Then would half a bee, colloquially, be a vis-a-vis its entity, you see? Not to change the subject, but Monkey Souls is fun. Yeah, Monkey Souls good. Monkey Souls good, but I'm starting to get a little burnt out with Monkey Souls. This happens with these types of games with me. Like, it's not that it's too hard, it's just that I'm starting to get kind of like bored of the cycle. Go through an area, kill a bunch of normal enemies, find a shrine, fight a boss, go to another area, find a shrine, kill a bunch of little enemies, fight a mini boss, then fight the boss. It's just kind of like boss, 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 boss. The art style is cool, but I'm just not feeling it as much as I was when I first got into it. Oh, there are tons of different accents on the British Isles. My favorite one, and I can't do it, so don't ask me to, but I think it's the cutest accent. And like in Britain, it's considered to be like a harsh accent or like a hayseed kind of accent. But I love Scouse. Scousers, so like Liverpudlians and Scousers and shit. I can't do the accent at all, but I think it's the cutest accent ever. I love it. My favorite British accent, Scouse. I love Scousers. Yeah, the Beatles accent, kind of, yeah. Can you name an actor who talks like that? I can't think of any actor that talks like a Scouser. I can't. I'm sure there are a couple of them, but I can't think of any of them. But, but I love the way everything they say is so round. It's like they took the language and made everything round. I love it, dude. It's good, dude. I love that accent. You guys are haters, man. You Brits are haters, dude. To me, nothing will melt my heart quicker than a cute, chubby Scouse chick, dude. A chubby, chestnut-haired Scouser chick. It's over for me, dude. They got the keys to my heart right in their back pocket. A London accent? I don't know, dude. I can't do it. In the western town of Danforth, The eastern boys and western girls. West End girls. Da-dum, da-dum. West End girls. Da-dum, da-dum. In the eastern town of Dan Wall. Eastern boys and western girls. Western girl. Da-dum, ba-dum. Australian. Australian, I have to do a certain kind of Australian. I have to go like, I have to get into it by saying oi first. So I have to go like, oi, let us bum a fucking ciggy, mate. Let us bum a loider. Bum us a fucking ciggy, mate. Oi, oi, oi. Bum us a fucking ciggy. Got a loider? Bum us this fucking loider. Right? Crikey. Look at that Sheila. She's a beaut, she is. Oi, bum us a ciggy. Give us a loider. Harden the fuck up. HTFU, mate. Harden the fuck up. Is there any difference between Australian and... Yeah, the Kiwis are all like up in a different register. They're like, oi. Oi, mate. You're beached. You're beached is. They're up in the higher register. The Kiwi accent is different. It sounds similar. I make fun of them sometimes. But yeah, Australians down in here. And the Kiwis are up in here. Oi. Bum us a ciggy, mate. Bum us a loider. We're a Kiwi, mate. Do a Texas accent? That one's very easy for me. My natural speaking voice is, well, the accent that I grew up with is like this right here. And this isn't exactly like one that you'd pin exactly on Texas. But if I told you I was from Texas, nobody would gainsay you down in Texas. This is the best accent I do because it's a natural one. It's how my mom talks. It's the accent that my family talks in. It's just a muted the dude. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. The dude with less twang and a little bit of an easier register or whatever. But, yeah, this is a very comfortable accent for me. Very easy for me to lilt in and out of this accent or make it stronger or weaker. And if you really listen to me talk in my normal voice, you will hear that accent. It comes out in certain words in certain ways, and it never left me. I just learned to do a more general California accent when I was in high school because people tend to look down on you when you talk like this in California. Paul, can you speak with a New York accent? No, not, I mean, kinda, but it's just a caricature. You say 10 like 10? Yeah. It's a very comfy accent, I'll be honest with you. But it feels like a put on now, even though I grew up speaking this way. It feels like a put on when I put it on, unless it just happens naturally when I'm talking to my mama and the twang comes out. But when I put on the full strength, kind of like this is about where my accent was, and it's about where my mama's accent is. And when I stress this, when I go to speak that way, it feels like a put on to me now. This feels like my voice now. This feels authentic to me. But it is very easy for me to lilt back into it. But it wouldn't be authentic for me to walk around talking like that all the time. The text, it's a wonderful way to speak. And it's a beautiful lilt. And it's very calming and soothing. And it's a great storytelling accent. It's very staccato when it needs to be. And so it's like very easy to add flavor to a story when you're using this accent and the lingo that comes along with it. But if you speak a Southern accent, you're wicked smart like Bill Clinton. That's weirdly brilliant. Well, yeah, I mean, like, well, that's why I stopped using my accent, and like, I started kind of working on it in middle school, and then by high school, I really had it worked out how to talk with a more generalized California West Coast accent with a Southern twang, which is my normal speaking voice. Because if I were to have stuck with talking like this, using all the lingo, using all the folksy little malapropisms and shit. If I'd have done all that, people would have thought I was stupid right off the rip. In this area, if you have an accent like in California, now it's probably different in Texas, but in California, you got an accent like this, people just think you're a fucking like a yokel. They think it's folksy and funny, but they don't take anything you say fucking seriously. And so I learned early on, thankfully, I think, before I was an adult, to take the edge off this accent. Make it a more generalized West Coast accent. It sounds a little weird. People will point out. My pronunciation of things is a little strange. Some of the phrasing I use, like I love using double negatives. It's very indicative of a Texas drawl. Like, I ain't got but not one thing left. Let me tell you something. I ain't got but not one thing left to tell you. I'll tell you this, I don't ever have no time. I don't ever have no time for nobody. Triple negatives. Well, maybe I don't think the nobody counts as a negative. Maybe it does. Well, I know Southern accent stereotype is not smart. Is there an opposite in the USA? British accents are opposite of Southern? No, I mean, like, there's a very generalized West Coast accent that I think people might associate with intelligent. But a lot of times a thick accent in America is seen as a detriment because it makes you folksy and goofy, right? So if you're like for example, if you were from New York and you showed up here speaking a thick New York accent in California, people aren't gonna fucking be horrible to you or anything on purpose, but they aren't ever gonna take you seriously. You're just gonna be that fucking New York guy. Oh yeah, that fucking guy. He's fucking funny, that fucking guy. I like that fucking guy. That guy from fucking New York City. Oh my God, you ever heard that fucking guy? That fucking guy's hilarious. We're never gonna like actually sit and listen to you without, you know. It's the land of Hollywood out here. You know what you sound like? You sound like a fucking guy that's in the Goodfellas or something. Is what you sound like. Doesn't he sound like fucking, what's his name from fucking Casino? Nicky Diorio or whatever. He sounds like fucking Nicky Diorio, doesn't he? Are you related to him? Are you related to him? Are you related to the guy in fucking Goodfellas? Because you sound just fucking like him. I swear to God, spitting fucking image. Spitting image, too. He looks just like him, too, doesn't he? You're going to get it. I like R.A. the Rugged Man, yeah. My house is the Alvey Square Mall. My house is the Alvey Square Mall. I like R.A. Here in New Jersey, just outside New York City, we generally look down at any Southern accent as dumb and backwards. I know that it's not. Oh yeah, it's the same in California. That's exactly what I'm describing. That coastal elitism kind of thing, where if you sound all folksy like you're from the center or south of the country, you ain't gonna be taking all that seriously out east. You're gonna have to learn to get rid of that twang, or you're just gonna have to own it. Oh, I didn't know that Boogie 1488 had a Southern accent. Yeah, he does. I mean, a very pronounced one. Like, he's very pronounced Southern accent. What do you want me to do? I tested my temples. Colorado has almost every, yeah. There's a lot. I mean, like, that's true of the West Coast, I think, in general. Like, you will run into every kind of accent out here. It's just, I'm telling you, like, in a general sense, native Californians, we're really tolerant of certain accents. We like the whole, a little twang of the Valley accent or whatever. Like, not like full-blown 80s Valley girl or whatever, but like you will hear a lot of people that talk like this out in California. It's got a little shade of that Valley. And we're real tolerant of that bullshit. We're real tolerant of like, what would I call that? Well, like a general Hispanic accent. I mean, it's so ubiquitous here. Nobody thinks differently of you if you have a little bit of like proof in your voice that, you know, at one point you spoke Spanish, you know, like, hey, how's it going? You know, my name is Paul. Nice to meet you. Yeah. You know, if you got a little bit of that Cali Hispanic, nobody cares. We're very tolerant of that. AAVE accent, that's fine. But like country, twang, Midwest stuff, it's just folksy and funny out here. The thing is, everyone has an accent. Yeah, I know. Well, that's the thing is like you grow up and you don't think you do. You think everybody else does, right? Is the Southern accent poorly done in most movies? It depends on the movie. Sometimes it is. But like a Southern accent is incredibly diverse. So it depends on the movie. Like those of us that know a little bit about Southern accents can tell like a Missouri draw from an Arkansas draw from a Texas draw. We can hear the influence of Louisiana or East Texas in someone's speech. It's like there are certain regional dialects that are very, very easy to spot if you understand, and they're all under the umbrella of a Southern accent. Well, it's usually bad when an American is doing a British accent. Like, I will fully admit it's pretty bad when I do a British accent. It doesn't really capture the character. I might get some of the pronunciation right and it might sound reminiscent, but that's the hard part about speaking in an accent that's not native to you, is all of the colloquialism. It's like a Brit isn't going to necessarily know that a double negative is really like indicative of especially Texas and that area, Arkansas, Texas, Missouri, Louisiana. Like a Brit isn't going to probably know that. And so when a Brit is trying to do the accent, they are probably going to use way too many syllables and not shorten anything. And so it just sounds bad. Well, I don't know that it's all about the lilt. You don't even finish some words. Some words just are allowed to hide in there. Using a double negative. I'm not going to sit here and listen to no more. I'm not going to sit here and listen to no more of this. The double negative. You got to fucking throw it in. That's the spice, right? The actual pronunciation, you can study that all day. It's the spice. That's what makes my European accents awful. I am really better than the average person at getting the fucking pronunciations and stuff that they use and the general like feel of an accent. But I don't know all the weird little words they use, weird little turns of phrase. That's what makes it believable. That's what makes it authentic. And so if a person is willing to go through the vocal training and study the accent, oftentimes people can do wonderful, relatively authentic Southern accents. That you can't do a French accent? Oh, mais oui. Absolument. Je parle souvent avec mes amis francophones. I could never do a generalized French accent. Yeah, you got me there, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. Sorry, I took up 2 years of French at high school, and my ex-wife was a fluent French speaker, so I can do a bad French accent, and I can speak a little French. How's that? When you fuck with Drake, then you fucking with Death Row. Window. Close the windows up. Why are your windows open? It's hotter than shit outside. Close up the window. You really go down, and we're talking like Arkansas accent now. Winder. Close the window. Close the window. Get that window closed. It's cold in here. Window. To make it make sense, I don't know. People in Texas say winder too. Yeah, but it's usually a person that's got a real pronounced accent. It's gonna say winder. In Northern Ireland, they say windy or windy. Close the window. Ah, close the window, laddie. The window. Close it. Well, my mom's side of the family went through Texas via Arkansas. My dad's side of the family went through Texas via Missouri. And so there's proof of that in my accent for people that are from there. You'll hear, like when I talk in my normal kind of family accent, there's proof of Texas, there's proof of Arkansas, there's proof of Missouri. Especially in how I say Missouri. You know what I mean? That's a telltale pronunciation. You got to put a W on Arkansas too. It's not Arkansas. It's Arkansas. Missouri or misery? Yeah, I know that joke there. TJ saying, yeah, rough and rum. I'm in the rum. I'm up on the roof. I don't know where that's from, man. He picked it up somewhere. TJ's got a mutt accent, man. How do you say garage? Well, when I'm speaking in my California accent, my normal speaking voice, I say garage. When I'm talking like this, I say garage. Put the car's out there in the garage. Get out there in the garage and get the car. So like G-R-A-G-G-E, garage, garage. There's a little bit of a garage when I say it. There's a lot of younger people in Louisiana that I've talked to, all hate their accent. I've gone to great, yeah. It's true of a lot of country kids in general. Like you can go down in the deep South and like kids down there don't always sound like this. In fact, most of the time they don't. Most of the time they have a more westernized, according to the geography of the United States accent. A generalized California accent is pretty much accepted everywhere. And a lot of Southern kids learn just by listening to music to speak in AAVE, like Western AAVE accents, or just a generalized kind of California accent so that they don't get made fun of by their peers for talking like their parents do. No, when I said TJ's a mutt, I meant it, man. TJ, when we were living down in Louisiana, that fucking country comes out of him. When he's away from Louisiana, it retreats again. He's got the weird pronunciations of words like room. You know, he'll say, I'm in the room. I'm on the roof. So I don't know where that fucking comes from. It's like some kind of like Pennsylvania Dutch kind of thing. I don't know, bro. Like you can't pin down, because TJ moved around a lot. He was down south, he was out west, he was up in the Pacific Northwest, he was out east, down, you know, like in the Midwest. He's all over. Legs. Paul, which is worse in terms of career success, foreign accent or southern accent? Depends on the accent. Depends on the accent, bro. Like a foreign accent can be a boon. Like a good like high British accent can be cool here. Like it can get you in the door. People think it's novel and intelligent sounding, you know. Water. 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 Thoughts on the USSR. Don't know how lucky you are, boy. Back in the US, back in the US, back in the USSR. What do I think of it? I think it's a shame that the USSR's leadership is so fucking lame and shitty, and that they have such a shitty fucking government structure, because from what I can tell, the people that live there are badasses. They like good music. You know what I mean? Do you support trans rights? Yes, I do. Trans rights are human rights. Paul's ego says trans rights. Out loud and unapologetically. Trans people are people. Trans men are men. Trans women are women. Trans people are valid. It's none of your business. They don't get a say in who you are, and you don't get a say in who they are. Isn't that a beautiful thing? To me, it is. Giga-based. Giga-based. I just had a dream where a punk rocker was telling me "Come Together" by the Beatles was fascist. Good that was just a dream. Just got a cold brew black coffee from McDonald's, and it was probably the worst tasting thing. Yeah, bud. Just start making your own cold brew, man. It's super easy. You get the pitcher thing that's got the filter, the insert in it. You put your fucking ground coffee in there. You let it sit overnight in the fridge. You got cold brew in the morning. You take out the grounds. I do it. In fact, I haven't had my coffee yet this morning, and I think there might be enough to have a cold brew. If not, I'm just going to go brew some hot coffee, but we'll see. Thanks for reminding me that it's coffee 30. All right. Coffee is a brewing. There was some cold brew left, but I don't know. I felt like some hot coffee. Plus, Amelia's not up yet, so I made a big pot so that when she gets up, it's fresh coffee for her. So, somebody remind me in like 5 or 10 minutes to go get my coffee, okay? Because I'll forget. It'll just sit there. In the meantime, I'm going to smoke a joint. Paint the chair? I should. I should. You should just ignore Chair, honestly. Like I told you, Chair tells nothing but lies. Lots of bees today. Dragonfly. Cool. Flies, go on about your business. Go on. Sucks, Spino. Sorry, bud. Sorry, bud. I think every stoner knows the pain of being dry. You don't want it. You don't need it. Yeah, Chair does like Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. How did you know that? How the fuck did you know that? Yeah, I do cold brew in the summer, but I prefer a hot cup of coffee. I'm going to have a black cup of coffee today, too. I don't want the cream. I just want a hot black coffee. Some blue gelato? Bro, I don't even know what that is. Flies. Jesus. All right, the racket's coming out. Trying to be tolerant of you guys, just going about your business, but now it's coming out. Somebody's going to get zapped before the day is through, and it's going to be you, you little fuck. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, you're going to get it, boy. Yeah, I think I do want that. I think I do want a spider army. Oh, that was close, you fuck. Oh, yes. One down. Any more takers? Oh, yeah. Oh, that was close. Got another one, though. Oh, he's stuck in there. Look. See him? It's smoking. Oh, yes. Yep. Like I got the two that we're cutting up over here. I have a bad reaction to fly bites. If I go camping, I'll be covered in scabs for weeks. Biting flies, these are just house flies, bro. Biting like horse flies and those types of flies, bro, fuck that. Do you think radio as a medium will be obsolete today? Will the FCC stop selling listening frequencies, or will there always be a demand? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, radio is pretty much dead as a medium now. It's like a zombie medium. There are still people listening to it, but fewer and fewer as time goes by. So it's dead. It's dead functionally. Whether or not it'll continue to be used by a few niche people, or whether or not it'll just be like it'll be considered legacy. I kind of feel like it'll be just like these bands will be reserved for government use and government emergency communications and stuff, and like slowly but surely I just think people aren't going to want to pay the licensing fees for these broadcast bands, and so it's like that's my feeling on it anyway. If we do start a union, we're getting CB and shortwave. That is so smart, bro. Super smart. All your communications and stuff. Don't do anything on apps. Nothing on apps, nothing public. Just do that, bro. Shortwave communications. Don't be texting each other shit. You got to be that way. I mean, like, protest movements in general need to learn how to use shortwave. Because they can't jam shortwave. They can't ban your account off of shortwave. You can, if everybody in your protest movement is on shortwave and they know what bands to skip to and they know what time to be on what band, all of that stuff, plus you're using over-the-air CB communications and stuff, that makes you so safe. You work at a dairy farm and the hordes of houseflies bite. I didn't even think flies could bite, dude. They have like little suction mouth parts. They puke on things and wait for it to dissolve a little bit, and then they suck it up with their like little I didn't think houseflies could even bite if they wanted. So whatever's biting you at that dairy farm, I don't think it's a housefly, bro. Hello, baby. Ooh, I got coffee just finished.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go get you one.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Oh.
so much, baby. Appreciate it.
Coffee time, coffee time. I've been up for a couple hours and I ain't had my coffee.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want that. It's good coffee. Ooh. Feel like I'm on the mend today when I woke up.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like the cold, it feels better yesterday and today. So
It's good.
But I still have that lingering kind of like puny feeling. It sucks.
Sorry.
I looked it up, and these are stable flies. They look damn near identical. Yeah, see? Stable flies will bite and suck the blood and stuff of cows and horses and stuff, and they've got mouth parts for that. A housefly can't even bite you if it wants. Just got like a little weird tube for sucking up juicy things and puking.
Gotten a horsefly bite before, have you?
Yeah.
Those are big boys.
Why did Femboy get banned? I don't think he did. I think he retracted his message for some reason. I don't know why.
Typo, maybe?
Maybe, yeah. Made a typo or decided to retract a question. I don't know what, but.
Oh. I guess.
Oh, okay. Wasn't expecting it today, but that's new?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Today.
Have you looked at it yet?
No, I just saw the email.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we don't got to rush for it, but if you want, we can check it. Double check it. If it looks good, we'll sign it up.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to your party switch discourse. I don't know. I don't know how much discourse there's going to be. The contention that I would feel comfortable making now is that we may be seeing the early front edge of another 50-year party switch.
But there's no argument that you're making now that they've already switched.
No.
You're just saying that there's signs.
Here's the argument that I'm making now. I, and many people probably my age, were pretty flabbergasted by the DNC. It was odd and off-putting to see cops and soldier worship and flag worship all over the DNC. Tough on crime, tough on the border, build the wall kind of cheers coming out of the DNC. So what is clear is, as I would say, because of the electorate's constant willingness to vote blue no matter who, the Democratic Party in this country has taken yet another obvious lurch to the right. Not just a slight little. Between 2020 and 2024, Medicare for all is off the table. Like helping asylum seekers at our border is off the table. And any kind of sentiment of anti-war or non-interventionalism off the table. It's just like that. This represents a giant lurch to the right for the Democratic Party, and this presents a number of problems for the Republican Party, because now they have to distinguish themselves amongst a party that is closer to them than ever before. oh, they're not the party of law and order anymore because the Dems are running a fucking cop. Oh, we're not the party of border security anymore because the Dems are worse than Trump. And it's like, where are they going to retreat to? This is a ripe movement for a party switch. So what I would say would be my theory of how a party switch could happen in the United States is, let's theorize this. And keep in mind, we're talking about 50 years here or something like that. I mean, 20,
Yeah,
30.
it doesn't just magically
It's not going to be like
flip.
next cycle, the Republicans are going to be the Democrats and the Democrats are going to be the Republicans. It's going to be 50 years worth of jockeying between these duopoly parties. But here's how I could see it happening. The Republicans go like, how do we distinguish ourselves from the Democrats now? They're pro-Israel. They're military. They're pro-cop. They're anti-protester. They break up protests faster than we do. They're border fascists now, just like we are. They hate the homeless now, just like we do. Right? Like all of the shit that used to make leftists stand out over, like Democrats stand out over Republicans, is like slowly but surely eroded to where the two parties are just functional arms of one another. How's a Republican supposed to get elected anymore? And make the argument that the Dems are just cucked on crime or something. Their lead person is a prosecutor cop. And so over time, I could see them, and it's not going to be something super based. It'll be something like drugs. They're going to be like, we could snatch this. There are tons of people, everybody smokes weed, and the fact that marijuana is still on the schedule makes no sense anymore. We could snatch this.
I think, yeah, it would look like libertarianism at first.
Oh, it's gonna be flavored like libertarianism.
Because like that's kind of sort of what RFK was halfway running like.
Right.
Like socially liberal and conservative on things like the border. And
you're gonna start seeing way more libertarian freedom rhetoric, freedom of speech, freedom of expression rhetoric coming out of, that's just already happening on the right. But it's going to coalesce. It's going to become part of the party platform.
Yeah, it's because really it's the social issues that are like the biggest divide right now.
Yep.
So it's gonna take a while for that to like.
That may never.
Yeah.
But I'm talking on economics and populism and stuff like that. I could totally see, and it's happened before in this country. It can happen again in this country. And I think that the time is ripe, and the general sentiment in the country is similar to the last time when it happened. This kind of simmering hatred. The last time it happened was post-Civil War. This one would be pre any new Civil War or whatever. But we've never been this divided as a country between political parties and geographically, right? Southerners and Westerners and Easterners here in the United States have never been more at cross purposes with one another.
The swing states have changed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ohio, I don't know.
Ohio used to be for my whole childhood and teenage years and all my 20s. Ohio was a bona fide purple state.
Yeah.
It could swing one way, and it was always going to be that way. Now it's just deep red country, right? It's wild. And Georgia is a great example of this. Georgia is like a deep red state, but it's flipped blue now. You know what I mean? Like, well, because the people...
Sorry, you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The Arizona thing is weird because they're saying that they're allowing them to ask for proof of citizenship for their votes this year. So Arizona might just not even have a chance to be blue with that.
Yeah.
I have to write off Arizona. Not that Democrats don't have proof of citizenship, but it's just another barrier.
Yeah. Well, we know proof of citizenship disproportionately disadvantages migrants and poor people.
Yeah.
And black people, especially. Black people in this country are still largely in areas of this country, troughed off in areas where they don't have access to these kinds of city functions and government functions. People just go like, oh, all you got to do is go down to the fucking DMV. Well, the DMV
the
requires
proof of citizenship would be a birth certificate, and like trying to get that ordered.
trying to get that ordered without other ID.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people that their parents just lost their social security numbers. They don't even know what that is. They need to go down to the social security office and be looked up to find out what their social security number is.
Yeah, because I know when you replaced yours, it was probably a pain in the ass.
Yeah. It's just weird to me. Florida was another big swing state. Now it's pretty much solid red.
Yeah.
Florida used to be where the election was made. Candidates in my time would spend like half their campaign in Florida, because if you could sew up Florida, all these other states were pretty predictable. Florida and Ohio, man, if you could swing those, you win the presidency. Not like that anymore, man. Times they are a changing. Is anti-intellectualism new? No. Or is it common from young people in every generation? I don't know about every generation, but it is not new. What do you think of Tim Walz? I like him as a governor. I don't like him much as a Veep. Pretty wild, man. But yeah, I don't think there's much of a discourse to have around that, because I'm not saying it's happening now. I'm not trying to be like, oh, vote Republican because they're going to be the Democrat. No. I'm saying that we need to keep our eye on this because I think it's an option. I think like one thing is undeniable. The Democrats have taken a wild lurch to the right. How that will settle out, we'll see. Maybe there's further right to go. Maybe the Republicans will just lurch further right in response. You know? You have a good summer, Paul? Yeah, man, it's been a really good summer. I mean, it's been hot as fuck, but I felt good this summer, and that was nice. Well, not all the time, but got a lot accomplished this summer. I got to spend a lot of time with my family this summer, which is nice. You know, I spent a lot of time outside. I got a tan this summer. It's nice. I'm not pale like a ghost anymore. Got a little color on my face. It's nice. I like that. And it's my goodbye to this 100-degree bullshit, because it looks like I'm going to move. And with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go for now. Maybe I'll do one of these later, maybe not. See you later.